Hey everyone, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and we are going to be VOD reviewing a game that I played a few days ago with my good friends Botted and Maddie. So in this game, Maddie has to go do something, and so she essentially does not play this game for most of it. She has to go AFK, she has to handle something, and so this entire game is me and Botted playing 2v3 for the most part. She does come back later. We are basically playing the whole thing out as a duo. And so I think the way this game played out would be very helpful for some of you all to just learn from. There were a lot of situations in here that I was greatly outnumbered by my opponents and yet was still able to do well. I was told by some of you all that this is a good game to VOD review, and there were some things that I did in here that I do think would be helpful to explain through. So we're VOD reviewing. So right now, me and Botted are just kind of going around getting loot as a duo here. We got a couple kills off spawn. It didn't really matter. They were most likely bots. But in my mind here, I want to play this out as a duo with Botted, treating everything legitimately. So right now, I'm carrying shockwaves. I'm carrying bunkers. This game does end up being very intense at the end. I don't know it at the time, but this is probably going to be one of the sweatiest trio games that I have played in a very long time. I do prioritize carrying the Flowberry Fizz here. It is always something that I think you should carry. If you're carrying big pots, you should carry the Flowberry instead if you find it. It is heals and mobility, and that mobility is such a lifesaver so often. And it pairs great with shockwaves. So I do recommend carrying that. I think it is worth mentioning that you're carrying big pots over Flowberry. Don't do that. So I loot this little building. I do pick up 2 more shockwaves. Shockwaves are huge, huge, especially for situations where you're outnumbered by opponents, because shockwaves will instantly get you out of any situation. You have a grapple blade, you move really slow, and it's really easy for a team to just absolutely laser you out of the sky. It is just very easy. You're very easy to track. Grapple blade is nice because it never runs out. It's not very good for escaping dangerous scenarios. So we go to the vault. No one's in the vault. I pick up an enforcer. I've been using this a lot since they buffed it, and I think it is definitely worth using, especially if you don't have a great striker AR, because this thing hits hard, has super fast reload, which is probably the most important thing when fighting multiple opponents, is a fast reload. You never want to be bogged down by a very long reload animation, because if you are stuck reloading, that is when you are most vulnerable, and if you are fighting multiple opponents at once, can't ever be vulnerable. Enforcer AR, fantastic. After the recent buff with the Enforcer, it is very good. Definitely worth using, definitely worth learning, because I know some of you don't like to use it, but I really do think it is worth learning. I hear shots over here. Immediately just not thinking, I'm just going in, trying to take some fights early on here. See, the medallions are close, so I'm thinking that is going to be a great thing for us. Botted comes around in a car too. If you are trying to fight opponents that you know outnumber you, a car isn't great because it's very loud and will draw attention quickly. When you are 1v3, 2v3, outnumbered, you want to use the element of surprise when you can. So I'm looking all around here and I can't seem to find anyone. And their medallions on the map, it showed that they were here, but they were not here. So it either just lagged a bit or they left quickly. But anyhow, they are across the water here, and me and Botted are ready for this fight. I see them really going at it over there. I am ready to get in. I just popped 5 Flowberry and then Shockwave over. Flowberry plus Shockwaves gives you such great distance that I'm able to instantly get into this fight. I just wiped it, so just absolutely laser that person, and there's still another team. Fortunately, the person I knocked was the last person on their team, so now I have a full team looking at me, which is why bunkers are super helpful right now. But they have an anvil rocket, so a little dangerous for me. I play back behind natural cover here, on a little bit of a ridge and a rock. They're not looking at me, looking at my teammate, so I can try to do some damage. I do miss some shots here, and this was the first day that they had buffed the Enforcer AR, so I wasn't entirely used to it at this point. So I do miss some shots here and there, but we do wipe that team, and then another team instantly comes in. So that is the 3rd team here. Botted goes down, so I just leave immediately. There's nothing wrong with prioritizing your life here. Nothing wrong with leaving and regrouping. We have Maddie's card, and she is back at this point, so it's better for me to play the reboot and then try to get Audit's card later on, then try to take another 1v3 where they know exactly where I am. I only have one more bunker, 2 more shocks. Not amazing weapons, only a green shotgun. It's better for me to just reposition and try my luck again when I am in a more advantageous situation. So at this point, I quickly realize, if I haven't yet, I'm about to, that the team over there does not like me, and they want to get rid of me. Now, they're moving together as a unit, which means I need to get out of there. If you are taking fights 1v3, 1v2, the best thing you can do is try to split up the team. However, if they are playing together, that is a sign that they know how to play. They have good communication with each other. You don't want to just take them on head on. So I am trying to get out of there as fast as I can. And this team does not give up. Now, if you notice, when I use my Flowberry Fizz, I'm not just using a whole bunch of it constantly. I am just using 5 just for the movement. Right there with my shockwaves. I still have 55 left. Now I think I use this here. I probably do just to fully heal to get out. I don't. I use a little bit more, not just 5, just so I get a bit more shield, but I still have 40, plenty left to use for mobility, because I really need to try to get out of this situation because they are still chasing me. So while Maddie's distracting that team, I am making a play for Botit's card. This is my best opportunity to do so. It's probably going to be the only opportunity since his card expires in 90 seconds. At this point, that other team has now given up on Maddie and turns their sights towards me. I find one more shockwave and get instantly sniped, so I need to go as fast as possible. I know there are car spawns nearby here, right around in this area, so I need to get his card and go. I do find, though, a grapple, which is infinite mobility, which is huge right now, and an extra bunker, which may or may not be helpful later on. I'm looking all over for these car spawns, and there is one lonesome car spawn. Really helps me out there. Yeah, there it is. Llama spawn. Thinking back on it, I probably should have left that around here, but I was thinking I should get a lot of ammo when I reboot botted. It'd be really nice to have a lot of ammo, a lot of sniper ammo to split to him whenever he's back in the game. But they're still chasing me. This has been a while and they're still chasing me. So grabbing that llama there was a little bit of a risky move because they have not given up yet. And it just gave them time to catch back up. I just don't even try to reboot here. I need to create as much distance as possible with this car because it does not seem like they're giving up. And I do not want to just risk it there. More shield is huge in case I'm not able to get botted or another team jumps me. I just need as much health as possible. See all this loot, hoping botted can grab it. So this is not a bad spot. I just need to start this reboot as soon as possible. And wouldn't you know it, that team has not given up. They are still ready to push. This has been a very long time and they have not given up. They hit rifts. They are fully chasing. They are annoyed that we're still alive. They don't care. They are trying to do anything they can to get us out of this game. Blow up the car. So this grapple right here helps me out a lot. Throw down that bunker to try to distract for a little bit, just a second. And then also, there's more people here in fencing, which actually works out to my favor. A really good strategy if you're running from a team is to try to lead them into another team and get them to fight. The team is playing very aggressive on you. Most likely, they will play aggressive on anyone they see and try to get out. I try to block off the entrance here to the underground while I get away. It doesn't do that much. It actually just stalls, and I do get a little bit lucky here finding the shockwave. Really helps create some distance here just for a second, and then I try to get out as fast as possible. They're still chasing. Botted is already downed. This is not good at all. Maddie's downed, and they are not giving up on me. And I still, by the way, have my fizz. That Flowberry Fizz, I still have it from the very start of that game. I'm not using it to prioritize health. I'm trying to use it for mobility. And I have these berries, which I could use for health and mobility and keep the fizz for a more dangerous scenario. Botted's alive here still, so I really, if possible, I want to try to get this res off while the team that's been playing aggressive on us, and then the other team here is fighting. But Unfortunately, I'm unable to do so. And now this team is on me. So instead of just trying to take a fight right there, I know his teammates are right next to him. And so the second I start a fight, I'm getting jumped by 2 other people and I am done. Doesn't matter if I win my 1, doesn't matter if I win my 1 and my 2. There's a third person, it's probably not going to go well. So instead of fighting all 3 of them at once, I need to create 3 separate 1v1s or just 1 1v1. So I'm hiding in this nice little spot where people generally won't be aware. Just right under the stair. If someone comes in from the top down or bottom up, might be able to catch one off guard. The zone's coming in here. They're gonna have to give up soon. That guy doesn't see me, but I know his teammates are still here, so I don't want to take that fight. I'm willing to tank a little bit of zone here just to try and survive. Now they're moving in. I grab fingers and I see this guy here. He kind of forgets that I exist, and I get a quick knock. I'm playing for my finish. I do not want them to get this guy back up. I have extra shockwaves here, which is fantastic. And now, a team of 3 is a team of 2. However, this other team is here. I need to get out of here quickly. I find more shockwaves, which is fantastic, but I still had a plan to fizz and shockwave with my 1 shockwave. But now this is perfect. Those 2 teams are dealing with each other, and I get a quick reboot off on Botted. So this gives us a chance. Botted's back, and now it's a 2v2v3. But wouldn't you know it, that team is still trying to fight us. I don't know if they were stream sniping or something, but this team did not give up. The second that we made any kind of play, they were trying to leave. And when Botted goes down instantly, I'm gone. I don't even stay to heal with that medkit. If I had stayed those extra 8 seconds it would have taken to heal with the medkit, I'm most likely dead there. So I take the health disadvantage just to leave because all that fighting should attract the other team and gives me another chance to try to catch one off guard. Because that person I do see on my right is going up to that bush, I need to get off of this area. If he starts shooting at me, the team underneath might start pushing me, things might get bad. I also know that there are some barrel spawns in this tunnel, so being aware of just natural healing items in the game, very, very nice. And these bandages are pretty big. So now I can get full health with the bandages and the barrels. So I do know that it is a 1v2v3. The duo that's alive is the really good duo, really good team that has been pushing us the entire time, playing together, playing very aggressive. The trio, I'm assuming, is not quite as good, but they're still not someone I want to deal with. I need to do my best to just kind of wait out this zone. Can't leave now or that team will see me. So I need to go with the zone. I see them leave, so now it's a little bit more safe, and they are fighting the team above me. This is the opportunity I kind of need. My first thought is to flowberry and then shockwave in, but because that team above is fighting, I could use that kind of chaos to sneak up behind them. The team above me is the duo. This is my opportunity to kind of use that. I'm crouch walking when they're not shooting, and then I move when they're shooting. And I immediately prioritize the team that was playing aggressive on us, and now turn into a 1v1v3. However, there is a knock right there, so now it is a 1v1v2. Immediately jump down. I do not want to get jumped on this mountain, so I immediately jump down to the rock. I take my kill. I don't risk it. The worst thing you can do if you are playing against a team that is has more players than you is by taking risks. And so I got my kill. I got what I came for, and I get out. Prioritize your life here. So they are trying to blow up behind the rock, so I have a nice little angle by just going back up. There's the knock. They don't even try to res it, which is great. So it really is still a 2v1v1. And then that team is really mad that I eliminated his teammate, and he just leaves. Holy gone, that is a team that was pushing us the whole time. So it is a 2v1 now. So they have to rotate to me, so I can try to get some damage done quick before I rotate. That is my plan. Pull out the flowberry instead of my AR, just in case they don't know I'm behind the tree, because the AR is a larger weapon. Couple shots here. I have to leave because the anvil rocket, so I drop. I go to zone, and I have to make this a quick fight because this is going to be a full water zone. And if it's fully in the water, I will lose. 2 people shooting at me in the water versus me having to shoot at 2 people, I will lose that fight. So I have to wrap it up quick. Behind the rock because that's my nice position. And now they have made the job easy for me. They have split up. They have now made this a 1v1v1 instead of a 2v1. What they should have done was play together on this mountain above me, but this person right here is trying to be sneaky and fight me on this beach, And it's great because I can laser him and still have the cover of the rock from the person above. So, get a huge beam there, and now his teammate is looking down, trying to help him, but I am safe here, and now because he's over peeking, trying to look at me, I'm able to do huge damage to him as well, and now they are both very low. The person on top retreats, and while he's doing that, I wipe his teammate, and then zone forces him down, and now it's simple as cleaning it up. A lot of that game was just surviving and positioning myself where the two teams that were around me trying to play aggressive would fight each other rather than me. I never stood still. When I could move, I was moving until it came down to the end game, and then I had to play a lot safer. I found safe spots, and I made sure to sneak up on my biggest threats and focus on them before focusing on the weaker teams. Both teams there in the end were good, but made enough mistakes that I, as solo, could capitalize on it. Hopefully this was able to help you. There are a few things here and there that I did that could help anyone. However, the biggest thing is creating separate 1v1 fights. You always want to create multiple 1v1s instead of fighting a full team. That's the biggest takeaway. Even if you're the greatest player in the world, if you're a solo and you have a team of 3 all spraying at you together, you will lose. It doesn't matter if you are Booga. It doesn't matter if you are Zemi or any other amazing player. If you are outnumbered by a team of many more players who are playing together, all spraying at you, it's over for you. So positioning matters, and taking the right fights matter. So if you're taking that fight, make sure it's the right one, because the wrong fight could be the reason you lose a game. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section if I missed anything that I did that was helpful for you, or if there was anything specific that I pointed out that was something that you didn't know or something that's very helpful to you. Leave a comment, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.